So now we discuss about the second experiment. In the second experiment, there are two dye. First is aquarine and the second is Fura 2. Aquarine is a type of luminescent dye. On the other hand, Fura 2 is a type of fluorescent dye. Now what is the role of these dyes? When these dyes binds with calcium, they emit light. So during fertilization, when calcium released from the intracellular storage, this dye binds with that calcium and we can easily monitor the movement of calcium. So these dyes emit light when bind with calcium. When bind with calcium, binds with actually free calcium, so we can easily we can visually monitor the level of calcium, the movement of calcium. So when we inject this dye inside the egg before the fertilization, after the fertilization or during the fertilization, we can easily monitor the movement of calcium inside the egg. A wave of calcium release propagate across the egg, starting at the point of sperm entry. So a wave of calcium release inside the egg. The calcium which is released, it is intracellular calcium that is released when the sperm fused with the egg cell membrane. So the calcium present inside the egg and the calcium which is released from the intracellular storage binds with these types of dyes and emit light. So we can easily conclude that from this experiment that the calcium which are released during fertilization are intracellular storage calcium ions, and these calcium ions are released during sperm fusion with the egg cell membrane. Now the second very important topic, that is on calcium. This is also on calcium, that there are two mechanisms are involved in releasing of calcium ions. So the two mechanisms are involved in releasing of calcium. So first we discuss about the first important mechanism. So as you can see from this diagram, this is the acrosomal process region, and this acrosomal process region is surrounded by a protein that is called bindin. This bindin binds with the particular receptor or specific receptor present on the egg cell membrane. This is the egg cell membrane. Binding receptor is a type of G protein receptor, and this is a TK tyrosine kinase, and this is the SRC family protein. PLC gamma is a phospholipase C that cleaves an important membrane phospholipid, that is PIP2. The full form of the PIP2 is phosphatidyl inositol 4,5 bisphosphate. It is a type of membrane phospholipid. This membrane phospholipid is cleaved by PLC gamma when sperm fused with the egg cell membrane, and it is responsible for releasing of the calcium ion from intracellular storage, that is endoplasmic reticulum. So when the binding receptor binds with the specific binding receptor present on the egg cell membrane, it leads to activations of this G protein receptor. And this G protein receptor activates TK, that is tyrosine kinase. This is SRC family protein. This TK activate PLC gamma, phospholipase C gamma. This phospholipase C gamma cleaves PIP2 into IP3, and another is DAG. This is DAG. IP3 and DAG. What is the full form of IP3? The full form of IP3 is phosphatidyl inositol phosphatidyl inositol 4,5 bisphosphate is the full form of PIP2, and when PIP2 is cleaved by PLC gamma, it leads to formations of two important components. First is IP3, that is inositol 1,4,5 triphosphate, and another is DAG, that is diacyl glycerol. So this is IP3, and this is DAG. IP3 and DAG. IP3 inositol 1,4,5 bisphosphate. So suppose this is content 3-phosphate. Now there is a region, that is endoplasmic reticulum. Suppose this is endoplasmic reticulum. It contains calcium channel. Suppose this is calcium channel. So when this IP3 binds with this calcium channel, it leads to opening of this particular channel. So it leads to opening of that particular channel. So IP3 binds with the calcium channel present on the endoplasmic reticulum of the egg, and it leads to opening of the calcium, and the calcium movement occur towards the cytoplasm of the egg. Now what is the role of the DAG? So this is the region signaling pathway through which the calcium releases from the intracellular storage, that is endoplasmic reticulum. This is endoplasmic reticulum, and so this is the response, and this is the signaling pathway through which the calcium releases from endoplasmic reticulum into the cytoplasm and leads to the fusion of the cortical granule reaction and many other metabolic pathways. Now what is the role of the DAG? This is known as Na plus H plus pump exchanger. You can say exchanger. It is a type of exchanger pump. So what is the role of this pump? It pumps out H plus from inside the cytoplasm outside the egg and admit the entry of Na plus inside. Suppose pumps out H plus. pumps out H plus from inside the egg, and active and entry of Na plus from outside the marine environment. So this is the role of Na plus H plus exchanger pump. So DAG activates Na plus H plus exchanger pump. Na plus H plus pump pumps out H plus from the egg cytoplasm, and Na plus entered through this pump into the egg cytoplasm. Due to movement of H plus, the pH of the egg cytoplasm increases. So alkalinization of the egg cytoplasm occur when binds with that binding receptor. Now, what is the role of when H plus moves out from inside the egg, alkalinization leads to activation of cell division, DNA synthesis, and RNA translation. So alkalinization, what is alkalinization, and what effect shows when the cytoplasm, when the pH of egg increases. So when H plus